All right, hello everybody. Welcome to a new Cake Eaters Avalanche podcast episode. Today we're just talking a little bit about the Avs' upcoming road trip and such on a day where they're traveling. Not much action going on, but we did want to touch on first that the Avs did in fact recalled up Martin Kaut and then called up Mikhail Maltsev in place of Jason Megna. So Eddie seems like a real genius.
Wow. Yeah, you called it. Good call.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
I thought it was very confusing because they said they recalled Megna, but then they didn't, and then it was like it was all very confusing.
And it was probably just an Avs Twitter typo. I think they probably meant to say Maltsev the whole time.
Yeah, they probably just like saw the M and they typed it and they're like, oh wait, crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this will be Maltsev's first opportunity of the season. We both thought last year he was kind of fine. Like he was a solid. I thought he was a solid fourth line player. I expect more from him, but he like wasn't ever outside of that one game against Tampa. I didn't think he was like hurting the team.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he was 0 points in 18 games.
He was really vetting it up.
Yeah, it was like
but
copy paste Jason Megna.
So far, he's had a pretty good start to the season in the AHL, and I think we can both agree that obviously in his career he's scored more points than Megna has. And
he's a really good AHL player. Yeah,
he definitely has the upside to be a solid producer on a fourth line.
He's similar to Callup for me in that they're like both really good AHL players, and they've got nothing left to prove down there, and it's go time. So yeah. I'm excited to see what he can do. I don't think it's a long-term solution though, just given what we've seen so far.
Probably not. And I don't know because the last time we saw Helm was skating in no contact. We could see him at some point during this road trip. I don't know if he traveled with the team at all. I'm assuming he did. But
probably.
Yeah. I think I don't know how often Maltsev and Kaut played together down in the AHL. I don't know if they have any sort of like chemistry.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know they didn't like to start this season. Obviously, Kaut only played like 2 games, so a little bit different. But
Devon Toews should be back as well.
Right, that's the other thing.
That'll be nice. I wonder if they. This to me probably means it's going to be Dryden Hunt, Mikhail Maltsev, Martin Kaut on the fourth line,
and maybe that's a fourth line they can trust. I'm not sure.
I don't think Bednar will trust it, but I think it'll be better.
Yeah.
Than anything we've seen so far this year.
I think we can both agree that there's definitely more. It's definitely the best offensive upside that the fourth line has had this whole year.
Yeah, pretty defensively responsible as well. Kaut's always been a responsible guy. Maltsev, apart from the big mistake that we've seen him make at the NHL, we see him make a few big ones. Usually he's pretty much just fine in his own zone. And then Dryden Hunt obviously is a good defensive player. So
pretty heavy line too. All 3 of those guys are pretty
big guys.
Big, play a pretty heavy game, which Jared should like.
Yeah, decently fast as well.
Yeah, so that should be nice. Trying all sorts of things down there.
Yeah.
I'm still of the state of mind that I would like to see maybe Cogliano down there and maybe Kaut given the third line opportunity, but
totally. Yeah.
I just have no reason to think that is what's going to take place. But anything else you want to touch on with that before we move on to the main topic?
Yeah, I think eventually you want to see Ben Myers back up.
Right, Ben Myers to come back.
But I kind of want to get into this a little bit. Man, he's been disappointing. I wasn't expecting Ben Myers. I know it was a few games, but even just the preseason and even the rookie showcase, man. Like, not very good. Just not.
It's weird. Like he came in and he showed pretty well, and I don't know what it was with this offseason. Maybe it's just that he like didn't get to play in the playoffs with any of these teams or something. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just weird.
that could be it. No, I think you see the toolbox, right? The tools suggest NHL player,
Right.
and that's good at least that you can see it. But man, didn't look very good at all so far this
Yeah.
year.
I mean, with him, he's a little bit older, but he still is on an ELC, so it's not like super duper go like.
No, it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, because he should
I
be,
I'd like to see him be on the NHL roster by
yeah.
the at least the All Star game.
I mean, he should be an NHL player, just
He
given
should.
the toolbox.
And like we said,
Um,
we've seen in games like
he,
it was
it's not
weird
very good.
timing. His last game,
Hmm.
he scores a goal. It's a weird goal, but I feel like
Mm, not recreatable at all. So
no,
I think I do think it was the right call to send him down because man, he looked lost.
that's fair. I would have liked to see him get a chance with like players that weren't Curtis McDermott and Lucas Sedlak.
It doesn't matter, man. Got to make do with what you got.
Yeah, but with a younger player, sometimes you know that helps. Like a guy like a Cagliano, maybe next to him helps him feel a little
Hmm.
bit more comfortable.
If he showed better in preseason, maybe he gets that opportunity up on
Yeah,
the third line, but he didn't show anything. So
yeah. We'll see what happens with him. I'm not entirely sure. I can look really quick how he did. I don't think
I
he
think he
got.
ends up being an NHL player,
Oh yeah, no, I
but just
don't.
disappointing so far.
Yeah, but obviously it's still early. He did get 1 point down with the Eagles this weekend in 2 games, so that's
Yeah.
I have no idea like the process, but
He was playing in their top
points.
6, so
Right. I think he was like on their first line or something, if I remember
yeah,
right.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of the Eagles, did you see that Charles Houdon stuff?
I heard about that the guy got suspended 4 games.
Dude, he cross checks Houdon in the face. Houdon goes down to the ice, right? You're not expecting that. They got into like a little tussle. And then after the whistle, the refs are going over to the guy to get him to the box, lays another one right into Houdon's face. Another one.
There you go.
And
I got the video.
so not the best 2 minutes for Charles Houdon's
Oh
face,
Jesus!
I guess. So
He gets
guy
up, gives him a few more.
gets up, just keeps going.
God, let me just say really quick. Those jerseys are awful. The Wranglers jerseys, those are just really terrible.
The Eagles jerseys are bad too.
The Eagles jerseys aren't great. It's just the red jersey with the white shoulders and the yellow accents is just it's a lot for your eyes. But yeah, that was not what I would consider legal. That was like AJ Greer jumping out of the was it off the bench or out of the box to beat somebody.
I think he's out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ Greer, by the way, doing real nice in Boston.
Doing good.
Happy for him. But yeah, let's get into this road trip. So the Avs are on the road. What is it? 20 days, if I remember right.
Long time. It's gonna be. I think the official number is 21 days in between the last home game and the next home game.
Which is a little. It's weird because obviously they go to Finland, and it's a little misleading because if you're on the road, if you say 20-game road trip, you'd think like 7, maybe 10 games in there.
It's only going to be
only 5.
5. Yeah.
Only 5 games.
Not a lot. So I think so you go to New York tomorrow. That game is going to be on ESPN, MSG, fun one. Both teams are rested.
Yeah.
Should be some high quality hockey.
Yep.
Both teams pretty good team.
Have the exact same record as of right now, 3-2-1.
Yeah. New York started really hot. It's cooled down. Going to be facing Shesterkin.
Yeah.
It should be Georgiev, Shesterkin. So,
yeah. Well, that's my big question. I never know how an ex player is going to play.
Should be fun.
I don't know if it really. I feel like it's two. You're getting 2 things. You're either getting awful, he's letting in softies, and he's just completely off his game, or he's shutting it down and he's like, sitting on his head. I feel like those are
I
my.
don't think the ex players thing is huge. I think once you get into the game, it's just hockey. But
Yeah, but I think goalies maybe it can be a little bit different.
goalies
The
are
Avs
different.
actually have yet to play
So
Shesterkin. I think the
yeah,
last time they played him was 2019 or was it
it was
2020?
one of his. It was like the first game of his career, I think.
Yeah, it was that
Uh,
game
they
where
they lost 5-3. Yeah,
where Kadri beat the absolute crap out of Ryan Lindgren.
yeah. For hitting Donskoy in the head.
Yeah,
McKinnon scored 5 hole, but yeah. So
yeah, that was a.
have not played Prime Shesterkin, so it should be fun. I
It'll be
think
interesting.
they're gonna have to do more to create in front of the net and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Because against Vegas, right, it was that dominant possession game for the first half, and
yeah,
then
they
you
weren't
lose the
getting
legs.
a lot
But
of
even when they had possession,
not
not
a
a
lot
ton
of
of
high
quality.
danger in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't pouncing a lot of on a lot of rebound opportunities, and
Hmm.
Shesterkin isn't very big, and you know the Rangers defense isn't amazing.
It's not the
So
greatest. Yeah,
those
I
are those
think
are good ways to get goals.
yeah. So I think yeah, the top dogs are gonna have to eat, and then you get the back to back. So at New Jersey, then
Yeah, they get a
the Isles.
2 day break, and then
Yeah. So I'd imagine Georgiev gets the Islanders and Frankie gets the Devils.
I would assume so. They might flip it just to give an extra day off, but I don't know, just because this load is a little bit
Frankie gets
Islanders.
the Devils. No, Frankie gets the Devils.
I don't know. Frankie got the Islanders last
No,
year.
you play your starter in the second half. Yeah, starter in
Who
the second
started?
half.
Georgiev's started then.
Yeah, so you play Georgiev against the Isles.
Did they go Islanders
No,
Devils?
Devils Isles.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, then I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um.
Give Frankie the Devils, the worst team, in my opinion. The
Yeah.
team that is, more run and
Right.
gun.
Right. We talked about this. The Islanders
Yeah.
are the better team to have on the second night because they're slower. And
Yeah. Give that one to Georgiev. I think, yeah, pretty standard stuff there with the goalies. I think the Devils will be a fun game. The Avs will be rested going into New Jersey. I think last time they played in New Jersey last year, obviously it was a tough one, but they were on a back-to-back, I believe.
I think that's in what I recall as well.
Yeah. Go up
Um,
3-0. I think they kind of just lost their legs.
it was a weird
Yeah.
game. That was like they scored really weird goals, and then
Mm-hmm.
the Devils
All came
scored
crashing
really
down.
weird goals, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like it was a weird game.
So I think it'll be a fun one though, because the Devils,
Those are good.
I don't know
Well,
if they're
they're
good,
not
but
okay.
they
They're
play
fine.
fast. They
Better.
play
They're
fast.
better. They're better.
Pretty loose game. So I'm excited.
Also, their goalies are bad.
Blackwood's been pretty good. So
He's gotten a little bit better.
he's been really good actually. So we'll see how that goes.
It's mostly Vanacek.
Yeah, Blackwood's been really good to start the year. I don't think that holds up, but
We'll see if they fire
yeah.
Lindy Ruff before that
I don't
game.
know, man. They're 3-2-0.
I don't. No,
So
they're not. They're not going to.
yeah, don't think
As
they
much
will.
as much as Devils fans.
Teams go 0-2 to start the season all the time, and Devils fans are
Devils fans are
a
weird.
different breed. So
That's like a Leafs fan thing to do.
yeah, those Eastern fans. But so I'm excited for that one. And then the
That
Isles.
game will be definitely interesting because I remember the second time, or was it both games? They played the Devils and they didn't have Jack Hughes. It was something like that.
Not sure. But yes, it'll be cool to see Jack Hughes. No, they had Jack Hughes last year. He was everywhere.
Well, no, I know, but they were like for some reason like he didn't play one of the games. I know that for sure. I can look it up really quick.
I just think that one's gonna be a fun game. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I just haven't seen Jack Hughes since he really started his ascent.
Yeah. But anyway, on to the Isles. I think second half of back-to-back against the Isles, you want to jump out to the early lead, make the Isles score goals because they're not very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
They've been a little better to start the year, but still,
Right.
it would be ideal. That's one of those games where it's just like
Incredibly confusing.
the Isles game to me is one where I just have like no.
It's
It's
it's a
it's an
hard read.
it's an
It de-
it's an October game.
it depends on what Islanders team you get. Do you get like, are they trapping to perfection, and
Yeah,
they're converting on their chances, or are they just being slow and not doing anything? And
yeah. I mean, it's an October game, so
it was weird because
it's
the last time the Avs last year when the Avs played the Islanders, it was like a 9-goal game.
yeah. I think last year
It was
the
5-1, and
Avs went up big, and
then
then Frankie let in all the goals, and
yeah,
they held
Frankie
on.
led in a few softies at the end.
Hmm. So I would give that game to Georgiev. I'd give the Devils to Frankie. And then
Personally, I do it the other way around, but
starter in the Segababa.
I guess
And
I just feel like this. I don't know. You have the more dynamic offensive team in the Devils.
they're both just meh to me, both teams.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. More
Either
scared of the
way,
Devils
wouldn't surprise me. And then I think they go back to Denver before you go to Finland.
I
So
don't know. So, I mean, they have it's like a week before they play games in Finland, and I don't
right.
know how early. I don't remember how early they got there. They got to Sweden last time, but you want to get adjusted to the
Hmm.
time zone, and that's the thing. With the nice thing part about staying out east is that you're just a little bit of a chunk further into that kind of adjustment.
Hmm. Oh,
I don't
so it
know.
looks like the Isles are actually. Sorry to backtrack, but it looks like the Isles are also going to be on a back to back. So with travel. So
Okay, so that
so maybe you do play
Frankie,
Georgiev game one. Who knows?
yeah,
I still think you play your starter in the back to back, but yeah.
I
So
always think I
then you
prefer
have
play.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Play Friday. So you
Right,
have 5 days in between games.
yep.
Um, so
Yeah, like
they'll probably just fly straight there, actually. That's not a ton of time to get
yeah.
adjusted to a new time zone. And
Yeah,
then,
and
yeah,
we'll have Miko and Arturi, show everybody around.
right.
Not
It'll
enough
be
time
fun.
to get used to sanding in.
Be some good content. Um, and then you get games Friday, Saturday. Then you go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
And then they play
Wednesday.
the
They play
Predators
Thursday. So they get
against
4 days.
Nashville.
So they get 4 days after the games to get reacclimated. Now, I'm not expecting anything that first night back, just because that's you
I'm
know,
expecting Miko to score a hat trick. That precedent was set by Gabe Landeskog back in
fair.
2017.
But then you get into a normal schedule, right?
Right, and then things finally actually get
Yeah,
normal for the
it
Avs.
chills
No
out. Yeah.
weird ass back. Well, I mean, there's going to be a few, but everybody has those.
Hmm.
Just not
They
like back to back to back to backs.
right. They get looks like they get 3 games at home against all good teams. It'll be Nashville, then Carolina, then St. Louis,
Yeah,
or maybe was it? Yeah, Nashville, Carolina, St. Louis, and then you go back out on the road. So it'd be nice after the Finland trip just to have everything calm down, get into a normal schedule.
yeah. It'll definitely be nice, especially for the players, to get back home and then get into like an actual rhythm. That's definitely
Yeah,
helpful. That
totally.
was that was probably one of the more. Uh, I mean, hard to put it on one thing, but when they had that big streak in January of last year, they were playing like every other night. It was just consistent rhythm,
Yeah,
and I feel like that
consistent
definitely
rhythm. Yeah,
that helps a team like this.
exactly. Yeah.
Um,
So
but yeah, so it should be the Columbus games are obviously you're playing what we could all agree is an inferior team. Um, we're pretty sure Patrick Laine isn't going to be playing in that. I think there's a
which sucks.
chance.
But
Yeah,
I think let's go back to the road trip first before we get into the global series.
The road trip, but whatever. Yeah, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you want to just go from the Rangers game? I mean, we kind of talked about that.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a fun one. But
yeah,
I feel like you need 2 of those. So I feel like you need 2 of those 3.
Yeah, you should probably grab 2 of those. To me personally, like I don't really care which ones they are. I'd like to see them beat the Rangers just because they're the better team, and
it'd be nice to get all 3, really.
Right. Realistically, you're better than all 3 teams, but also, it's not gonna have a back-to-back. Still early in the season,
Yeah.
Shesterkin. All 3 of these teams with Blackwood playing the way he has have goalies that could, cause you some trouble.
I'd expect to see probably Sorokin.
Yeah, I would agree.
They may just throw in the towel and go Varley like they did last year, but who knows?
Right. I think I don't know. It was a little bit different last year because they had
and Varley's still a good goalie, so
right. Well, they had that was when they had kind of the home and home with the Avs,
right?
And they wanted to have Varley in one of those games.
Yeah. So, yeah, they lost both. It didn't matter.
Yeah, the games last year with the Islanders were pretty close, though. I mean, obviously, like we said, the second one was close in the score. It was really only
wasn't much of a game.
It was
The first Isles game at Ball Arena was a good one.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game.
Yeah. So I think
when Islanders fans didn't understand the rules of how goals count.
Oh yeah, that was funny. But no, I think you need 2 of these.
Yeah,
at minimum,
I mean,
be nice to get
4
3
points.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 1-0 and 2, 2-1-0, whatever.
Yeah,
get 4 points.
If you can get a point from every game,
yeah,
or if you can get at least 5 points, then you're living. You're feeling really good. 5 points, and then go to Finland and play Columbus.
Yeah, the Finland stuff, man.
You should, like I don't have expectations for that just because it could be weird, but they're a better team, so they probably should walk away with at least a split.
Totally. Columbus will be jazzed up for it.
Right.
And the Avs probably will be too, but it's it's a little different.
Yeah, the Avs did struggle with Columbus last year, but
I don't think they will. Personally, I think they go 2-0.
They always have that one team out east that they just kind of have a
true. It's usually Washington because Washington's
weird.
They get away with cheating all game, and it's
that's something that's it's weird. Washington
something the Avs don't do well with. So, but I just think I think they take both. Obviously, it can be weird. I think you got to get 1 though. You got to get 2 points.
Yeah. So. You want to see like, I don't. It's one of those things like I kind of said with the Georgiev thing. I don't know how much like being at home impacts these players. Like, does it kind of make them does it make them elevate their play? Does it kind of distract them? I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sure it'll elevate it for the Finns, dude.
Yeah, especially Arturi. I feel like Arturi is definitely one of those guys.
I mean, Mikko as well.
Yeah, Mikko's just one of those guys that I just think that Mikko's good enough player.
He's the best Finnish player in the world. So
better than Barkov?
I don't know, man. Arguably, I'll say arguably. I think he's more skilled than Barkov. But
definitely. Well, sometimes Barkov's pretty nasty. Sometimes
Barkov's good, but I think he's overrated.
He's the best Finnish playoff player.
Best Finnish winger. Barkov hasn't won shit, so I'll give it to Mikko.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, I'm expecting big things from the Finns, and
Yeah. Maybe
if
they win, I'll speak some Finnish on the post game podcast.
Please don't. And Nate'll probably be jazzed up, right? Because his bestie.
Yeah, Nate just seems to love like Sweden and Finland.
Arturi Lekkinen. That's it.
Yeah.
Nate
Oh,
loves Arturi Lehkonen.
but he loved Berkey too, and he loves Miko. It's just something about like
Nate
Sweden and
was a
Finland.
love-hate with Berkey. Yeah.
Nate loved him. He just had like he was like a stern dad. Like he loves him, but he just
Mm-hmm.
wants the best for him.
Nate threw his stick across the ice on the very first practice with Andre Burakovsky
Yeah,
because he wasn't doing the power play right. So
he doesn't shoot the puck. Well, he didn't
yeah,
shoot the puck.
he dicks around with it along the wall on the power play. Doesn't ever shoot. But yeah, I'm excited for it. And then obviously you get back home. Don't expect anything against Nashville that first night back.
Obviously, we
you get into the normal season. So
yeah, that's when the team should be kind of. It's less excuses, for the team. It's more like, all right, getting it going.
Yeah, I still think you get 7 points out of these 10.
Yeah, if you get the majority, then you're fine. I would prefer like my preference would probably be like 8 points.
Yeah,
but obviously, if you take one game to overtime and drop one there, like you said, 7 is more than fine.
Yeah.
Especially given how everybody else in the division's been doing. Kind of Dallas has been the only hot team so far.
St. Louis is 3-0 as well.
Yeah, they've only played 3 games for a reason. I don't understand how that's possible.
They look good. They I don't think the defense or the goaltending will hold up, but I do think they play a good system to where it probably just doesn't.
They've kind of upped their defensive game back up a little bit again.
Yeah, it probably just doesn't end up mattering too much that their roster isn't the greatest back there. So
I got into a big thing on Twitter about their last game with McDavid juggling the puck.
The Blues played well, man.
They played a Blues game.
They played exactly how I want the Avs to play right now. But
no, God, no.
I think the Avs. I think it'll happen eventually, but it's such a good defense that they shouldn't be giving up as much as they are.
Yeah,
it's just too loosey-goosey.
I don't think they need to play that style. I just think their defensemen need to tighten up. And I think really they're not giving up that much. We kind of talked about this. It's all on the penalty kill.
I don't know, man. 5v5, I still think they're at about league average in terms of expected goals against, which that's not good enough for that defense.
Right. But again, it's it's still early, and many before me have alluded to, defense is the last thing that kind of
definitely. But I just think they got to bear down. That's how they're going to win games. They don't have the offensive punch up front right now that we've seen in years past.
Right.
It's going to be harder for them to go out and score 5-6 goals every other game. They're going to have to do more of this 3-2 stuff, 3-1.
Yeah, they're going to have to slug out some games.
Yeah. So kind of like they did the other night against Vegas. That's kind of the blueprint. But even tighter defense would be preferred. So, but yeah, the Blues played well.
Yeah, it was probably the most boring hockey game I've ever.
That McDavid thing was cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a short thing about this. It was cool, but like, what did it do?
What do you mean? I mean, it's like free ice he gets to skate in the offensive zone.
Yeah, but here's my thing.
Dude, Colton Parayko looked like a total dumbass.
Well, but funny. until he kept him to the outside and forced him to take like a terrible shot.
I mean, he's in the ozone, pretty free.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe like I was thinking about this. Maybe my expectations for McDavid are too like high, I guess. But I feel like if he keeps that on the ice, he's a more dangerous player. Because the problem is when you're juggling it that much, you're not any threat to do anything with it. He's not gonna.
Yeah, you are.
He's not gonna bat it across to somebody. He's not gonna like.
He's a threat to drop it and shoot anytime.
Yeah, but the problem is that he does that. He probably has to settle the puck down.
I think it's fun. It's good hockey.
I think it's fun, and I don't have a problem with it. Like I'm not like tortzing here. Like I just think that people overblew like how impressive it was because like
It's
it
really
did.
impressive, man. It's a free shot on goal.
I don't know about a free shot on goal. He would. I think he would have had just as good of a shot if he just kept it on the ice.
I mean, he's not going to dangle through the entire defense
I know, but
every
I
time
think
he has the puck.
But you can tell at the end, Parayko does in fact get a stick on it because the problem is McDavid has it in front of him instead of out to the side or something where he has it protected.
I don't know, man. I don't want to get into this.
It's not. It's just not. It's a gripe that I have because I think that like this flashy stuff is cool, but like what's when it serves no purpose, then like
serves a purpose. It's just a free zone entry. I mean,
see, even I don't know about that. I think whatever.
yeah,
But like we said, we don't have to talk about it.
it's just free ice that McDavid gets with the puck. I don't see an issue with it. It's cool.
I think it would have gotten that ice anyways, but that's okay. We've kind of already started to get into it with the Blues talk, but we touched on this a while ago. We're just gonna take a quick, look around the league, see what intrigues us. Is there anything that's like stood out to you from a team or a player or anything like that?
Yeah, Vancouver. Let's get into them.
They're bad.
Now I don't know if their roster's bad. Like all of it.
Their roster. That's what makes them even more bad. Is that they're not actually supposed to be bad.
That's what makes them 16-17 Avalanche bad. So what I think you do here, I think you gotta get out of some of these guys like JT Miller.
How are you going to do that though? No, who's going to take him?
Oh, dude, tons of teams. $8 million for that guy. Like so many teams would be stupid enough.
For like what was it, 6 or 7 years?
8. So
that's even worse. He's like 32.
I don't think he's 32.
Well, I meant I was thinking about Nazem Kadri in my head, so I was thinking 30, TOO.
He's 29, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean this is his age 30 season.
So I think
just send him to the Flames.
Tons of teams would be lining up for that guy. Tons of teams are stupid enough to trade for that guy.
Maybe.
I think you got to rebuild here around Pettersson, Hughes, maybe Besser.
Probably I would Besser, Demko,
yeah. At least Demko, Hughes, and Pettersson.
Yeah, at the very least.
So, because that kind of lets you do what the Avs did when they were like, holy shit, we're completely awful in every which way. They didn't sell right away.
Yeah.
They might just have to ride out the suckiness. And then the Avs found a way to get the mother lord for Matt Duchene, which JT Miller is essentially their Matt Duchene.
Yeah, you just got to
a couple years older.
You don't have to burn everything down. You just have to retool.
Yeah, and it
with actually like
may take a couple years.
And that are young.
Yeah, and you got to that OEL thing is terrible. It's just really
their
bad.
Besides Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes is not good.
It's not. Demko will get better. I don't think they stay this bad, but
honestly, Jack Hughes
smell like
better on their blue line than most.
They just smell like an 80-85 point team.
So yeah, far. They're gonna kind of be the same team as they were, kind of that they have been since the Sedins
last year, just without the new head coach bump.
Pretty much just straight up mediocre.
Yeah, just very mediocre. And you know, they have some of these guys that will garner value around the league. Like Connor Garland's a good player.
Right.
He could get you a first round pick, I bet.
Maybe.
You know, you probably easily get a first round pick for JT Miller with where he's at in his career.
You could get you can maybe get some things from like a Tyler Myers. Luke Shen could get you like
Luke Shen's a good piece. Tyler Myers sucks. I don't know what you get for that guy.
Yeah, but Ben Sherratt got a first round pick, maybe.
True.
Tyler Myers is big.
Yeah, he's big. He's big and he can skate. So that's about it. It's about where that ends. So Yeah, they're interesting to me. I think, and Rutherford just got there last year, right?
Right.
And he kind of got there right as they started to play well. So, like, what's he to do? Be like, yeah, I'm gonna blow it all up. I think he's probably made the right choice, just seeing what would happen. Um,
Yeah, you might have to let him
Especially
run
just
a
because they
little
played
bit.
so well last year,
Right.
after Boudreaux got there. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if he cleans house.
Yeah, it will.
So,
It's a very. I think by December we'll have a pretty good idea of
yeah,
what this team is
yeah,
planning on doing.
yeah.
Um,
Usually Thanksgiving is you get a good idea of where teams are.
right.
Yeah.
Um, One team that I've thought, I mean, I think people had like good expectations for them, but Boston so far without McAvoy,
hmm Yeah, they look good.
they've been pretty good. They
Um,
have 5-1. That's pretty solid.
it's a more puck possession oriented system under Montgomery, which I think
Right.
suits them well without McAvoy,
Yeah.
um, and without Marchand. So
Is
they're good.
Marchand? I thought I saw Marchand in like their team picture or something today. When is he going to be
Yeah,
back?
but he's not playing. So
To dress up as Luigi. Oh, because he went to they were doing a hospital thing. Okay.
yeah, Krejci's been really good for him. I think some of these things will regress. DeBrusque has been really, really good.
Yeah, DeBrusque's been on a heater. Obviously, we talked about AJ
Yeah,
Greer. He's been a lot better than he ever
yeah.
has.
They've got
Granted, but
lots of these
he's
guys.
AJ Greer's a younger guy. That's
Yeah,
the thing where I'm kind of like this could be sustainable because like these are guys that are still progressing as
hmm
players. But
yeah. I mean, I think some of it regresses, some of the offense especially. But I think with the puck possession style they play now, still a zone defense, so they still kind of struggle to get the puck back sometimes. But
right,
when they have it, it's really hard to get it away from them, and they do a really good job
yeah, they have a lot
cycling
of
them.
talent on that team.
Yeah, tons of talent. So
People kind of forget
yeah,
that. I often forget that Taylor Hall is on that team.
and he's still good, man. He's still a
Yeah,
good player. 70, 80 point guy,
I don't think
on
about
the
that.
wing.
I don't know about that much, but you know,
So yeah, I think I definitely underrated them coming into the season, especially just
the goalie
with
is also.
Montgomery. Goalie's playing well. Um,
How much did
I don't
he?
think either
Yeah,
goalie is
2 points
amazing,
for them.
but they have good goalies.
That's
I think they'll be similar to what they've been the last few years, which
yeah.
is
They'll
good.
probably dip a little bit at some point, but they'll still be a good team.
Yeah,
Probably get a division spot this year though.
yeah,
We'll see though.
2, 2, 3 spot somewhere in there.
I mean, they only have a 2 point lead on Toronto, who's fifth in the division.
Right, right. So I do end up thinking Toronto finishes first. I think they just have a slow start, kind of similar to the Avs.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm
So
not drawing any conclusions from Toronto. Buffalo
mhm.
though,
Yeah, man, I don't buy it. So
you don't think Rasmus Dahling's gonna finish with 82 goals?
no, he's fun. I think he's awesome. I think he's legit.
I think
You got
this
to
is
keep in mind, dude. Cale Makar's older than Rasmus Dahlin. Doesn't feel
yeah.
like it, right? But I think Cale Makar's 2 years older. So um,
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
man,
he was picked a year
Rasmus Dahlin's
earlier,
fun, and Rasmus Dahlin jumped straight into the NHL. So,
right?
but man, they're fun. Don't think it lasts. Don't like their depth. Don't like their defense. Besides
Don't
Dahlin,
don't like
really
their goalies.
don't like. I mean, and that's what I was getting. The goaltending, no, sorry, but it's fun. They're a fun team.
Their Kale's like a few months older than him because Darlene is 22 and he was born. Oh wait, no, it's not October 30th yet. All right, never mind. Yeah, he's like a year older.
Yeah, year and some change. So
Yeah,
yeah, but they're fun. I still think they're like a 70 to 80 point team, but they're fun.
I I don't know. I thought coming into the season I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they somehow snuck into a wild card spot. I don't expect it to happen, but I could see it somehow. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
They
even the
have a
high end of their roster just
yeah.
not very good.
I don't know. To me, they have enough talent to maybe squeak them over.
Nah, I don't see it. They're fun though. Like they're
They're
more fun
definitely,
than they've.
they're going to be a more entertaining hockey team than they are in years past.
Yeah.
I still think their owners need to sell the team because no one's going to come to games as long as they're the owners.
I mean,
because they're not going to have another. Is it RJ or RG?
I don't know. They're also doing their own personalized goal songs, which is fun too. I don't know
Yeah,
if you knew that.
everybody's waiting for Lyubushkin to get his first
Yeah.
one.
What? Whose was? No, Jeff Skinner's was the fun one. It was girls just want to have fun, right?
Yeah, but Lyubushkin's is gummy bear.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? That's like all over
No.
Twitter.
Okay. Well, too bad he doesn't score ever. So.
Yeah, I know that's why everybody's like, he knows that. He knows he doesn't score. But when he does, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Imagine he scores one goal this season, it's on the road. Everybody's gonna be devastated.
That would suck. He's got to score a home goal now.
He does. Like empty netter, anything.
Yeah.
Imagine like Toronto comes to town and he scores an overtime winner against them and just like I'm a gummy bear starts blasting. Dude, Steve Dangle would lose his mind.
It'd be perfect.
Like Toronto has like a 3-1 lead. They blow it. Ilya Lyubushkin, overtime winner.
Be perfect.
I might finally bring the downfall of Steve Dangle. All right. Any other teams you thought would have been stood out in the bad or the good?
Not really. I think so. JFresh's player cards 5.0 came out today, so I'm very excited for those.
I did see about that. One thing I do want to touch on: Jack Campbell kind of sucks.
Yeah, this is the most obvious thing ever, dude. Jack Campbell's not very good, and that contract is LOL. So.
Lols.
Yeah. Hockey has already started tonight. We have two really just amazing matchups to start.
I don't know, Devils and Caps is pretty. It's okay. They're winning right now. The Devils are. Already up 1-0.
Leafs and Golden Knights will be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Pens and Oilers too.
St. Louis, Pittsburgh. The later games are pretty fun. Mm-hmm. St. Louis and Winnipeg, I could see that one being a nice game.
Yeah, be interesting to see if the Canucks can win too.
Yeah, that was one thing we didn't also touch on with the Devils. That they have a pretty good blue line.
It's okay.
Hamilton, Graves.
I really like Siegenthaler and Marino. Those two don't give up shit.
And then there's Severson.
And Severson's a good player. Yeah, I think it's a good one. It's a good defense. So
yeah.
And then their goaltending has been good too. So maybe.
Well, half of their goaltending has been good. But obviously,
Blackwood,
you only need one half to be good.
Right?
They don't both play in the game.
Exactly. You need your starter to be good. Your backup, you can live with it.
And theoretically, that's who the Avs will face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Well, let me look at New Jersey's schedule. So obviously Tuesday. So New Jersey plays tomorrow and today. So, and then they get. They get 2 days off before Friday.
2 days, and then they play us.
So both teams will be rested, and then New Jersey does not have a back-to-back. So, yeah, it'll most certainly be Blackwood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah. And any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I'm excited. I can't wait to get past these 5 games here and get into the more.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a slog.
Season.
We might have to try and find some ideas to fill the.
I mean, I'm sure the league. I mean, the league is. The league always has some sort of news, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe a JT Miller trade happens. We'll see.
I wonder, man.
We shall see, won't we?
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening or watching or however you follow along. And we'll see you tomorrow for our post-game pod against the Rangers. Have a good one, everybody.